Hello, everybody. What is up? It's that time again. It's Sunday afternoon, 2:12 in the afternoon, 75 degrees outside. We're still promoting UK Medic and Cable Company. We have our members list is Digging It Back, Supreme Geckos, Corner Clubhouse Cobalt, Trot Legs and Stings, Mary Giggs, Smitty SOE Gaming, The Stock Explorer, Brandon Gaming, Lost and Finding, The Wild Wonders, Davis Crimson Gaming, Biscuit Willie Gaming, Epic Gameplay Fun, Jackie Vibes, Falcons 73 Gaming, PTF Stacking, Karina Thomas, Uptown Caveman, Orange Stag FPS, Agent X, Brooklyn Chick, The Bud Files, D-Man's Diamond Art, Juka Ovaskin, Ron Pierce. Also have our family and friends list. Family and friends list is just My Animal House, James Gype Gype, Samantha Gype Gype, Spider Mom, Mark the Spider Guy, Sherilyn Mad Cat, The Stock Explorer, MDT Vlogs, John Paul, Brooklyn Chick, UK Medic, Pokerassi, Dita Chin Vlogs, Stories Lost and Find, Supreme Geckos, The Mercian Metal Detecting, Coining Around, Ryan 222 Graft, Oz Arts. Those are our family and friends. Go check them out. And if you like what you see, you know what to do. We are going to work today. Be on here for 45 to 50 minutes driving to work. Come and enjoy the ride. We have Coining Around, saying hello. Welcome, welcome. Alrighty, it's cloudy and windy today. Yep, cloudy and windy today. So we got nothing but clouds and wind today. Yep. So how's everybody doing on this Sunday? I was watching some football. I see the Raiders have the #1 pick. Because no matter what happens, even if they win or lose today, because the Giants have won, they beat the Cowboys, so that means Raiders have less wins. Alrighty. Welcome, welcome. See, somebody came in, new person, Village. Driving to work today. Come and enjoy the ride. I'll be on here for 45 to 50 minutes. I will be reading the chat at the end to see what everybody says. Welcome, welcome. And we got Echo. Welcome, welcome. Living her best life at 60. Hopefully you're doing good. I see you're continuing with your exercising and getting fitter. Good job. Especially when we get older, it gets harder, but we can still do it. Takes time, but it will be, it's good, better for your health. Yeah, it's kind of windy today. Go check out Gator. He's live today also, doing his game. I believe the subject today is, I forget what the subject is. He was talking about the furthest U.S. country or something, I forget. Yeah, that is. Yep. Yeah, we got a little bit of blue skies, but there's clouds everywhere. Very windy. So that's why the clouds are dispersing. We had rain over the week. I know all of California was hit with a lot of rain, which we need. Yep. Yeah, yesterday when I was going to work, man, there was a lot of RVs out. A lot of off-road people that went to the sand dunes and that time of year. Everybody's out here in the deserts on the weekends. It was everybody that was out here for the New Year's vacation, Christmas and New Year's, they all come out to the desert, have fun with their four-wheeling, three-wheeling, two-wheeling, all kinds of wheeling. Hospitals and ambulances are working overtime because of all the accidents that they do out there in the desert and end up in the emergency room with broken bones, broken legs, trauma. remember a teacher was telling me he went to the sand dunes once with somebody, and he's in a dune buggy, and this guy's like driving like a madman, and then he's going up this hill, and he's all like, "What's on the other side?" He goes, "Oh, well, I don't know, but we're going to find out real soon." Yeah, and he went airborne. They survived, but he said that's it. After that, he said, "No," he got off. He said, "No, I'm not going with you. You're crazy, man." Just like, when we're young, we take so many risks. It's a miracle we make it and survive in this world. Yep. I mean, I remember when I was younger too, when I was in my 20s, I had a little Mazda pickup truck, a B2000, and I was riding around, and there was these two girls in the vehicle also with me, and they're like, oh, go this way, to some mountain, and we go up to the up the mountain and stuff, and no problems going up, but then when you're coming down the mountain, it's loose dirt and sand, and you if you apply the brakes too hard, you're going to start sliding, going sideways and stuff. And then we were coming down the hill, and then there's at the bottom you had to do a sharp turn, So I was downshifting because it was a stick shift. And then we were sliding a bit, and and then they're all like, "Oh!" We were all screaming. And then I took the turn, It was like, woof. To myself, I said, "Wow, man, that was a close one." Because, you can go off the edge, and end up crashing. But, I go, "Oh, I had it, Kind of like those videos where the guys, they're like out in the wilderness, and they're like, they see a bear coming at them, and they're like, screaming at them, and then the bear decides finally to turn around. Hey, what's up, Ryan? 222. What's up? Welcome. And then they show the back end of the guys, and they poop their pants. Yep. And I remember another time we were going up in another mountain. It was a bunch of families and vehicles and kids, and then some of the kids said, well, we'll go in the back of the truck, in the bed, you know. And, I'm young, so, but I'm a good driver, so, I'm taking the turns, it's a real windy road. But then we pull over at one area, and then the kids that were in my vehicle, the parents come over and said, all right, get out of there. Let's go in my car. Come on. Come on, people. Let's go. Green light. But, when you're young, you don't think about it because you don't fear death at that time, I guess. Now, as you get older and wiser, you don't do a bunch of stupid shit anymore. But we all do it when we're young. It's part of life. We got to learn from our mistakes. Sometimes we do mistakes, but sometimes mistakes cost lives. So you gotta think about it. And we tell our kids, don't do this, don't do that, because we already did it. We're telling them because from experience that we've already experienced that. Oh, look at all them birds flying. A bunch of white birds. And they're sitting there in the fields. But, that's part of life, guys, growing up. So if your parents are telling you not to do something, take their advice, guys. They know it because they've done it, and, the outcome was not good. I remember back in 1980 when I was living in Phoenix, and I was with some friends, and at the time I still drank, but I didn't drink and drive. And then my friend, he's all like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna go get, he said he was gonna go get some more beer. He goes, you want to go with me? I go, okay. And I go, are you sure I asked him, are you sure you can drive? Oh, yeah, no problem. Well, he did have a couple of drinks already, and when in 1980 there wasn't a lot of left turn arrows in Phoenix, Arizona, especially in Glendale. And we came out of the apartment complex, took a right on the street, and then we're gonna go left. Well, we're sitting there, and the way you did it back then, you're in the middle of the intersection. Once the light was yellow, then you would turn, because everybody's supposed to be stopping. Well, Not in Phoenix. Everybody steps on the gas. You know, you gotta wait longer. You get like basically wait till the red light. So we turned, and then all of a sudden, here's a pickup truck coming, and it's gonna hit my side. And you know, back then we didn't wear seat belts. They had lap belts, but didn't even really wear them. And I was like, "Oh shit!" And I told him, "Step on it." You know, and he had a Oldsmobile Cutlass, a big 4-door car. You know, and he stepped on it. Luckily, because the truck would have hit right where I was at, but luckily it hit the back window, the back door and back window. So it basically hit the tire where the tire was, and it was an old, yeah, he was driving an old Chevy truck, like 1950s. And he ran the red light basically, because we were crossing and it was turning red. And when I saw it, I like, oh shoot! So I kind of slid a little bit down in the seat, and then bent my knees a bit because I was ready for the impact. Then I put my arm on the door, so it was already there. So I wasn't gonna like slam into the door when you got hit. Well, when he was getting ready to hit, I turned my head to the left side because, like I said, glass is gonna end up flying. I don't want it, going into my eyes or anything like that. And it is true that they say, when things, it all goes into slow motion. I mean, I saw the whole thing in slow motion. It happened in seconds, but in my mind, I was playing it in slow motion. So I turned my head to the left, and when we got hit by the truck, and I turned, and then I'm looking at the truck. It's hitting the back end. And we're spinning at the same time because he spun us around, and he spun us a half a circle. Basically, we were headed east. We ended up pointing west, and when he went over, he hit us. He flipped over, and it ended up on its back, on the roof of the truck, sliding. And we just turned all the way around, and then in seconds I was on the sidewalk, standing there. I was out of the vehicle, standing on the side, looking at everything, because the adrenaline. And I'm like, everybody was like, "Oh my God, who's in that other car? Who's driving?" Then the cops showed up, and the other guy was accusing my friend, saying, "Yeah, it was your fault." I'm like, "No, you ran the red light, buddy." So we told the cop what happened and everything, and then the cop gave him a sobriety test. Luckily, back then, they just touch your nose, walk in a straight line. They didn't do no breathalyzer, because he would have probably been, ticketed for that. But I think the accident, made him, the adrenaline, and just rushed, and he woke up. If he was, a little, oh, look at this, back of the end of the car. It's an elf sticking out of the back. And so then we went to court and everything. We ended up winning. But yeah, the guy was trying to say it was our fault and stuff. Hey, Brooklyn Chick, what's up? Welcome. Blood Dragon, welcome. Shaw's Mining, welcome. Pokerasi, welcome. How's it going? I have a fly in here. I don't know how it got in here. Must have been in here from the other day. I got it. Dang, it's windy today. You clean the windshield from the bugs. Yeah, but it was a crazy accident, man. I mean, God was protecting me that day. In the vehicle, right where I had my arm on the door panel, there was an indentation of my arm. And then underneath the dash, my knees hit underneath, so I left 2 indentations there. And then the cops all like, hey, anybody need any? I go, no, we're fine. We didn't. Nobody said whiplash or, Nowadays, everybody, oh, whiplash. I'm going to sue, But yeah, it was. And then the guy tried to be intimidating. He went over to the guy's apartment with a big friend with his, because my friend, he was like under 5 feet tall, and so this guy thought he was going to intimidate him, but he didn't know that his roommate was like 6 foot something and weighed like way over 300 pounds. He was huge. And then I was there when he knocked on the door, so it was like 3 against 2. And the guy, looked at the roommate and like, oh shit, but he was like, oh, that's it, you need to pay me, it was your fault. And he's all like, no, we'll see you in court. And my friend, he got a lawyer, and the lawyer sued them for all the damages and everything, and he got his vehicle, because the vehicle was basically ruined from the back end. I mean, the axle was all bent. It was still, he drove it back to the apartments because we're only a block away, but it was all like, the wheel was all like going like wobbly, because it was all bent. Yeah. But that was the only car accident I have ever been in. Thank God. My vehicle has been hit a couple of times, but usually it's been parked. I've had 3 vehicles. My Mazda truck got hit twice. It got hit in the back, like the first month I had my truck, brand new. I'm at a car wash and some idiot trying to show off, like speeds out of one of the stalls and boom, hits the back of my truck, and he's all like, oh, it's just a little ding. I'm like, it's a brand new truck. It didn't have a little ding. So, oh, well, I'll get it fixed and all this. So I got all the information from him. And then I guess one of his uncles was a painter, so he ended up painting the tailgate. It was only the tailgate damage, so it didn't cost me anything. And then the insurance company I had back then was through Wells Fargo. No, was it Wells Fargo? Yeah, no, not Wells Fargo. Or is it Wells Fargo? I don't know, but it was a big company. It wasn't AAA. Now I got State Farm. State Farm is a good company. I went to them because the other company tried to rip me off, tried to say that I had to pay extra if I put a stereo system and rims on the vehicle. I'm like, what? And then they wanted to charge me extra because my brother had a driver license and he might drive it and blah blah blah. All these extra shit that. And then I asked State Farm. I go, I have this insurance and I want to change insurances because they want to charge me extra because my brother has a license. And she's all like, well, is he driving it? I go, no, I'm 100% the driver at all times, pretty much. But because they said, oh, he might steal the keys at nighttime and take a joyride, which, if even that happened, they would still have to cover it because he had a legal license. See, that's the thing they don't tell you. They try to rip you off. You know, make you pay extra when you don't have to. And then I asked them about the stereo system and the radio, you know, and rims and tires, and they said no. That's if anything you install, if it's, you know, you just have to tell us and show us the receipt. That's all you need, and it's covered. You don't have to pay any extra. That's how it works. That's why you're paying insurance. Oh, and then when I got hit the second time, another vehicle, I'm parked talking to somebody that I was dropping off from work, and then all of a sudden this lady backs up out of her driveway. It was like a horseshoe street. This lady backs into where the back tire is, hits the fender and everything, bends it all, and you know, and I'm like, oh my God, you know. And then she didn't have insurance, so I have that uninsured motorist, so it basically covered the deductible. So that was twice. And then they broke into my vehicle a couple of times, trying to steal the stereo. The alarm went off and they took off. So they messed up the door. They would stick a screwdriver in the door and break the lock. And then another time the guy stole my stereo, and he messed up my speakers, and he stole a bunch of stereos. They busted him because they had the evidence was my stereo, because I gave the police that, you know, they did fingerprinting and everything, and so the guy was busted, and when they finally caught him, he had 10 other stereos from other people. And then the guy, I guess he had one of those lawyers that they give you for free, you know. And then the guy calls me up and wants me to drop the charges. I'm like, drop the charges? The guy stole my stereo plus 10 other stereos. Yeah, he needs to pay for his crimes, or else he's going to continue doing it. So they locked him up, and then I guess he got out, and he was doing drugs and stuff, and he's doing it again because getting high and trying to steal stereos to sell them real cheap just to get a high. And it's not funny, but the thing is, he ended up getting stabbed to death because I guess somebody somebody caught him stealing something, I guess, and found out who it was, and they ended up killing him. You know, but that's the thing. You don't learn your lesson. Oh, you don't learn your lesson, and you keep doing bad stuff. Bad stuff's gonna happen. You know. But yeah, so and my truck was all lowered. I had 205 1550 tires on it, low profile. Used to handle real good around corners and stuff. Yeah, then I got a ticket. A ticket for too low because it was on the snubbers. And then he said that the tires were sticking out too far out of the fenders. So the only way I could fix it, there was only two ways to fix the issue. It was a fix-it ticket. But I would have to either get new tires and rims, because the rims were already sticking out too far, and that would have cost me over $800, or keep the same tires and rims and add fender flares, add some fender flares, and that's what I did, because with paint and installation and everything, it cost about the same amount. But then I got to keep the rims that I had that I liked, and then it made the truck even look much nicer with the fender flares. So I did that. And then I would have kept the truck and I would have had it still, but it was a stick shift, so my wife's all, you need to sell it because I can't drive it. And it's like, yeah. And it wasn't like she was gonna drive it anyways. So she just wanted me to get rid of the truck. And it had a carpet kit and it had a snug top, no windows on the side, so it was a silver truck. At one time I thought I was planning on putting a big sticker on the top of the snug top, Raider shield, silver and black. But never did that. And it was a nice little truck, had good gas mileage on it. It was the last year they did carbureted. The following half of that year that it was made, they went into fuel injection. So I had the last one carbureted. I'm like, dang. And now they don't even make Mazda trucks here in the U.S. They still make Mazda trucks, but not in the U.S. Only in foreign countries. And they're nice little trucks. Now the only thing they make is Mazda cars, Mazda Miatas. I remember seeing the Mazda Miatas when they first came out. They had one just for a display at the dealership when I was looking at my truck, and I got to sit in one. And then you're on the floor basically, because I could sit in the Mazda Miata, and with the window down, and because it was a soft top convertible 2-seater, and I could put my hand on the floor of the street. That's how low it was to the ground. And I think they were selling at the time. I think they were selling for like 30,000, I think, or 20 something. Yeah, because I think my truck I think back then my truck was like 12,000. I think I paid for it. I don't know. I forget. It was so long ago. But that was my first new vehicle that I ever purchased. I had other used vehicles, but that was my first new vehicle. And then when I went in, they're like, "Oh well, you need a co-signer because you've never purchased a vehicle before." Blah blah blah. And I had good credit because I had a credit card. And I always paid it off. And so I told the guy, "Well, you know what? If I can't buy it by myself, then I don't want the vehicle. I'll just go elsewhere." And then the guy's all, "Oh, And then he finally made a deal. He said, "Okay." So that was my first vehicle. I think I was paying like $217, I think. I was paying like $217. I think that's what's in front of me there, a Mazda Miata. Talking of a Mazda Miata, and there looks like that's the one in front of me. Oop. Well, I was going to turn there, but I was going too fast. A lot of construction. Oh, there's the train. Oh, well, that's an early train because by the time I get there, hopefully it's past. And I'll read the chat here in a bit. What's up? To Bob. Welcome, Timo. Hopefully you're doing good. Welcome. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to share me out. They got 2 RVs here at the mobile home park. RV park. What's with the flashing lights? I don't know. Let's see who's here. See, the first one in here was pointing around, saying hello to everybody. Then Village Food Bye. Welcome. Living my best life at 60. Echo, welcome. Going around saying hello. Echo saying hello. Ryan 222 Graft saying hello to me. Yeah, 50-foot cliff. Yeah, I know, huh? Yep, that's true. So that was the last time he got in with him. Venus Martinez, how's it going? Welcome. How's Canada weather doing? Hello, Oakland Chick. Welcome. Blood Dragon. Shaw's Mining. Welcome. Pokerassi. Ryan 222. Timo. Come on. Let's go. another train comes, because there'll be another one coming by here. Don't want to have two trains. This guy's going slow. Alrighty, let's see here. Let's see who else came in. Let's see, up to Mob. I have a small amount of wine, of that beautiful tasting wine in my bottle. You come over, Poker. No thanks. According to Sabine, it's not that good to bring to a citrus. Yeah, not for me. I will buy an extra bottle and keep it for the moment you visit us. Looking forward to that, Timo. Hey, Brooklyn Chick. Saying hello to Poker. Hey, exactly. Today, my new channel is 1 year young. That is good. Congratulations. Yeah, and next month mine will be 3. Well, I mean, I've had it since 2016, but monetized, it'll be 3 years. Happy New Year's, everybody. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Mom, wow, only 1 inch away. Poured that horrible wine next to my MacBook. Now it is empty. Timo, are you ready for round 2? $6 wine over a $6,000 MacBook. Wow. I have luck. I have a luck of wine in the kitchen. Maybe the winter lasts longer. So can I stay at home? Don't need the winter to be longer. No, we too. I wait to the last second to putting the rims with winter tires on your Mercedes. Yep. Yesterday I changed the rims from our 19-inch rims with nice 375 45 19-inch to 17 with 255 55 17-inch rims. But are they with big knobby tires like my 4Runner? Like my Toyota 4Runner has off-road tires for the mud and everything. This year I will be buying some cool 21-inch rims with new tires and rims. I did hit the like button. That's good. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, the wine bottle is empty. I will go to bed. Well, good night, Timo. Have a good one. Lots of train. Yes. We have already 11:59. Well, it's 3 p.m. past 3 p.m. here. Yep, it is. 3:45. Coining Around will be live. Oh, welcome back, Coining Around. How's it going? Let's go, he says. Have a great day at work, Moon. Poker says, thank you. Yes, I will. Thank you all for coming in. I am always live every Saturday and Sunday driving to work, on here for about 45 to 50 minutes. And on Wednesdays at 11 a.m., 2:15 p.m. on Saturdays and Sundays. So everybody, don't forget, after I end my live, go check out Cable Company. Go give them a like. Say hello to them at least. And I don't know, is Copper Owl? I didn't see Copper Owl live today. Was he live today? I don't think I got a notification. Let me see. No, I don't see a notification. I guess Copper Owl was not live today. I know Nichols was live. Like Henry, the gamer Henry was live. Bomada was live. Nora is live. The Stock Explorer. Kayla Boo is live. Ginger, the Scream, is live. Ricochet is live. Mark the Spider Guy is live. I gotta go check out the Mercian Metal Detecting. He did put a new video out. Hasn't put one out in a while. Clowns Are Us is live. Mystic Souls is live. Ripley Gaming is live. And I gotta watch FL Thunder and Charlie's live from this morning. So thank you all for coming in. God bless everybody. Don't forget to hug your loved ones, and don't forget to call your mama, because you never know, guys. So, I talked to my mom yesterday. She's doing fine. She's 87 already. So, she's getting up there in years. I'll be 65 this year. Man, we're getting old. I'll have to, when I finally retire, I'll have to become a Santa and do part-time Santa. Alrighty, guys. Have a good one. God bless you. Bye-bye. We'll see you in everybody else's live streams. And don't forget to, at 3:45, Tupac, I believe, Coining Around, he'll be live. Bye-bye. See ya.